I
So I have to publish the code that I have created so far. I will go to the publish button and it will ask me about which page I want to leave as the home page for this course. So I can have code as the home page. I can have the assignments list as the home page. Or I can choose to have the syllabus as the home page for this course. Is it fine? No. Is there any echo coming now, or is it resolved? So I can choose to have syllabus as the home page for this course, and I will select syllabus and choose and publish. So by clicking here, the syllabus will be published as the home page for the course. So the next thing is I can populate the syllabus thing. I will go to the syllabus part. I will click here, edit. I will click on the edit thing, and I can copy paste the syllabus from my original document. Like, what is the objective? What are the different exercises? What is the content? What are the references? So I'll simply copy them here, copy from here. And I can paste it here. I can also do formatting to make it a little more presentable. The options that I was earlier explaining are very handy, very easy to use. So the second option here, which is insert or edit media, I can click on this option. I have to go to the source video from where I need to borrow the link of the video. I'll go here. So this is some kind of a video that I want to link with my syllabus part. So I'll simply go here. I'll copy the code of address of the video. I'll go to my platform and I'll paste it. And I will set the resolution also. In what resolution that video is going to run on my syllabus page of this created course. So but by clicking OK, the video will be attached. So when a student is going to see to this video or this link, he simply has to click here. And the short video is going to start running in that window itself. By clicking on update syllabus, the syllabus will be updated. So when I go to course, I select this new course. I will be shown this syllabus, objective, contents, and everything. So one can keep a track of what is the actual syllabus, how much syllabus has been covered, what are the deliverables, what are the suggested readings. So on the very introductory page, one can have this thing. The person will also have a direct link for this video that we want him to go through if he wants to see what this subject is all about. So these are the different options that we can perform. We can have announcement. Announcement means notifications for that course. We can also set the frequency of announcements that reach the students. We want it instant, we want it daily, we want it weekly. So we can set the frequency also. We can have discussion forums. As I was earlier talking about the graded discussions. So here you can create the graded discussions. People tab can be used to add and populate the people who are attending this course. You can also take a direct Google group link, and by simply selecting that Google group, all the members of that Google group would be added in one single group to this course. So our homework gets reduced by the smart feature that this software offers. the outcomes and rubrics, then the rubrics for checking the assignments, rubric for attendances. We can all set the rubrics here. Quizzes. I will show you a glimpse of how quizzes can be look like actually, because I'm already exceeding time, so I would like to keep it confined. So here, once I click on quizzes, these quizzes can be used for conducting quizzes, short tests to the students. So I will click on add a quiz here. This is, I can name the quiz. I can have a description about the quiz. Like I already have some quiz information here. So if it is an end-term exam, I will write these conditions. I will simply copy and paste. This is the description of the course. 30 minutes course, 2 attempts would be given. How many marks? Then these are the different conditions that I want to insert. Like how many marks quiz I want. I want to, whether or not I want to shuffle the answers. What is the time limit? What are the number of attempts being allowed to the students? Then, and other details. So I will set all the parameters here and I will fill in these information. It is very simple. It is just checking the boxes and putting like how many marks are there, what is the condition. Very simple. So I will show you one of the quiz that I have made and I've been using for one of my subject. So this is the subject where I have on which I have worked to some extent on this platform. So this is how the introductory page looks like. Then it has got a photograph to make it more live, the details of the instructor, the information, contact information, the email ID, the syllabus, objective, contents, references. So I have designed a quiz for this subject. So I will move on to the quiz part. So I have 2 quizzes here. One is the unnamed quiz and the other is an end-term exam quiz for the subject. Here, the time slot is also mentioned. Like from this date to this date, one can attempt the course. What is the due date for submitting the course? For submitting the quiz. If I click here, then these are the details of the course of the quiz. If I click preview, I will get to see how does it quiz look like. So this is a multiple choice question, and the question here has the number of marks and the set of answers, possible answers, and one of them as a correct answer. I can also have a different type of question, like a fill in the blank question. So I can write the possible answers, like you can have a number of options, like this is also correct, this is also correct. If you are asking about a scientist's name, then the first name could be an answer, the second name could be an answer, the combination of 2 can be an answer. All written in small could be an answer, all written in caps could be an answer. So we'll fill all of those details. So it is very smart. So if I want to attempt the course, if I click here, if I fill in some answer here and submit the quiz, then it will give us a preview whether this answer was correct or not. I can also choose to say like what is the correct answer. I may disclose it by the end of the course or on a later date, so that once everyone is done with that course, then only the correct answers would be displayed. So this answer was wrong and this answer was also wrong. So, and as and when I publish it, because this is already published course, if it is a fresh quiz, then as and when I submit it, publish it, a notification is going to be there in their Canvas window and their email browser, email ID also. So they can simply see that a quiz has been launched, and these are the dates and the time between which one can attempt the course. So this is another thing. Then modules can be detailed. I was talking about live sessions like we do in Zoom, Cisco WebEx, Google Meet. So we can have those conferences. It is under the name of conferences. So this tab allows us to conduct conferences also. Some meetings, it could be a class, it could be a meeting, it could be a discussion, live discussion. It could be an a real conference also. Attendance tracking can be very well managed through this tab. And there are some other settings which we, the last thing, I'm summing it up, the last thing that this that will be discussed here is the calendar option. As I was telling you that management of time and the dates is very crucial when we are towards the end of the semester and also throughout the course. So this is a calendar. You have color coding for all the subjects that you have created. And color coding wise, you will get to see a notification on this calendar. Like in this case, there is a end-term exam proposed on 10th of July. There is a quiz for this blue shade, which is by this subject, which is going to start on 11, which is going to end on 11. So one can keep a track of what things are supposed to be done by the students to keep pace with the course. They should not lag behind. They should not miss on the deadlines. They should not miss on submitting some of the assignments. I will show you a demo of some content that I have created for this thing. So for any class also, you can create a notification and send to your students. Before coming to class, I expect them to do a literature review, do a case study, write a small submission, article submission, read this document, watch this video, and then come to class. So once I click on the event, this kind of window is going to be displayed. Then I will click on, if I further get to see the details of it, I will click on that content finalization thing, and similar window is going to appear. So I can share files, I can share videos, I can create my own videos, I can do whatever I want to do with this. So this is it from my side, and I request Rajiv sir to take the lead from here and conduct the next session.
So thank you, Dr. Yash, and it's a very good learning management system. So next 15 minutes, we are having two tools. We will summarize whatever we have done in first half, and we will have only two sessions, two hands-on sessions of 5-10 minutes each. So we'll summarize whatever you have learned since morning, so you can actually judiciously choose which tool to be used now onwards. So which tool, which virtual tool, and which learning management system to use. In next 15 minutes, we are going to see that.